This is Rachel with Mama of Four Boys. We're gonna do a pot roast and in a slow cooker today, and it is 7:30. We're getting the kids ready for school, and I'm gonna cut up some carrots and put them in there, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, before I put the roast in, I'm gonna add some olive oil to my crock pot to make it come out easier. Usually I have more olive oil, but I'll have to fill mything up. But anyway, that will do for right now. I'll add some more later. Okay, I've roughly cut three onions up. They were small though, so I'd go with 2 good-sized onions. I like to put all my vegetables. I'm gonna add potatoes later. I like to put all my my carrots and my onions, and I'm gonna add some celery on the bottom so that the roast isn't sitting directly on the pan. Okay, so I added the celery and the leaves off the celery. They add a lot of flavor. And now I'm going to add the roast, a teaspoon or a tablespoon of garlic, of minced garlic. I have it here. Minced garlic. And I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so we are using a beef bottom roast, and it is almost 5 pounds. Just get whatever will feed your family. That's fine. It's not any specific weight. Whatever you can afford. You can choose a cheaper cut of meat. Whatever. We're gonna cook it in a slow cooker, so they all turn out the same. I'm gonna just come in here and take whatever I get out. So I put the fat side up so that the juices of the fat run over the meat. And then I have a Lipton's onion soup package. I'm gonna put that in there. Be right back. You can use a package of ranch dressing or the dry seasoning. Or I get this one, it's more economical, and I sprinkle it over. I usually have a package of dry Italian seasoning. I don't have that today, so we're not going to add it. We're going to add what we have in the house. Okay, I'm going to add 1 container of beef broth. You can add beef, chicken, any kind of broth you want, whatever you have on hand. And I put it over my roast. You have to roast on low. If you're going to work or not going to be home for hours, I'd add your potatoes now. I'm going to be at home, so I'll add my potatoes about 4 hours before I serve it. Okay, I've added 1 stick of butter on top. And I'm going to take my lid and put my lid on. As the vegetables soften up, this will sink inside the crock pot a bit. My crock pot has these latches, but if yours doesn't, you can add a piece of tin foil or whatever and latch it, and cover up the meat. It will sink down as it cooks. Okay, so my crock pot's ready to go. And I will come back in a few hours and add some potatoes. Thanks for watching. So I've taken 4 potatoes, I cut them in half, and then I stood them like this and cut them that half into 4 pieces. So here's my roast, and I peeled them and quarter them. Halved them and quartered them. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna put these in here. Okay, now I'm gonna make some yeast rolls. I'm gonna put them and let my bread maker do the work. So here's warm milk. You want it warm, a little warmer than to the touch. And here's 2 teaspoons of yeast. Those are, I've already proofed those, so I know they work. And we need 1 tablespoon of sugar. So here's my sugar. You're gonna need more as the recipe goes on, but which is a good thing because I think we're gonna need a refill on the sugar. So we're gonna let that sit for a few minutes, and then we are going to put the rest of the ingredients in. To this mixture, we're going to add 1 egg. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to add my mixture to the bread maker. I'm doing it on a chair because this is where I have an outlet at. I always add, I think you're supposed to add the wood ingredients first. So that's 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of yeast, 1 cup of warm milk, 1 egg. Now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, which includes 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of melted butter, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to let that blend together. So now I'm adding my 3 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. So 1, 2, 3. You want to add your salt last. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to press, show this. I'm going to put my bread maker on the dough setting and close the lid, and we'll come back when it's all together.
Okay. Cut.
Okay, I'm adding my melted butter. Hopefully these videos will get better and not so chippy choppy, but right now we are learning how to do these videos. So here's my sugar. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar to this mixture. And this will proof it and mix it all together. So, not proof it, it will the dough will double. So, and this will keep it warm. Alright, we'll be back. So I'm gonna wash my hands again, and I'm gonna roll these out, and they're real easy to roll out, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I put wax paper down and put some flour in. You need to get that little thing out of the flour because it comes up with it. You do it on a bread maker, and then you need to knead it a little bit, and then you just lay it out flat and cut it into the biscuits. You don't, or you can do drop biscuits. So I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to cut these into squares with the back of my knife, and lay them out on my thing. So I'm going to let them rise one more time. This is what they look like, all odd shaped, but they'll taste just as good. And I'm going to brush them with butter and throw them in the oven. So I have my butter like this, and I'm just rubbing it on the top, nothing fancy.
Here's the final product of the rolls.
So here's the roast that I just got out. It has a beautiful rich gravy, and I think your family would really enjoy this. I'm still waiting on the rolls.
Hi, welcome back to Mom with 4 Boys, and it's time for the taste test of the roast, carrots, potatoes, and homemade rolls. So first I'm going to try a piece of the meat. Very tender. Kind of just comes apart with your fork. We'll try a little carrot with the little meat. Lovely. Potatoes are cooked just perfect. Now I'm going to try the rolls. Very good rolls with real butter. We don't use fake butter here. Real butter. Now I'm going to try one more bite with a little potato, a little meat, a little carrot, right on my bread because that's the way I like it. Tastes so good all together. I would say this is a 10 out of 10. And tastes fantastic. I recommend this for your family. Please like and subscribe. And if you make this, you're gonna love it. God bless. Eat hearty. Enjoy.